Well, good morning. In today's video, what I'm going to be talking about is the key trait uh, for success in your business. And to be honest with you, I think it doesn't matter what business that you're in, though in my world, the people that I work with are local service-based businesses. But this one key trait can be carried through any business and through your life. I'm Bill Utenage, and I'm the author of the Amazon best-selling book, Referability Roadmap. And what I want to talk about today is consistency. Now, I know when you hear that, it's like, oh, okay, it doesn't sound that sexy because we think like, well, it's got to be something, something different. But the thing what I have found now in over 3 decades of running and owning businesses is that the key to success is being consistent in everything that we do in the business, from how we show up, right? For our clients or for our customers, to inside of our marketing, our messaging, our contact, right, with our database, especially for those of you that are local service-based providers, right? Like real estate, insurance, mortgage, financial services. It is so key is because we are building those relationships. We are selling ourselves, right? We're selling a service. We're not selling, a widget, right? So the key piece of this is what I want you to start looking at things differently is like, how are you showing up? And a lot of times what happens is that we all have, great intentions. And there's an old saying is right around intentions. And so we start out, with anything. It's like, and I'll use, as we're coming up on the end of the year, as I'm recording this, the last day actually on Halloween, is that we're getting ready to roll into a new year. And then what happens is people will set New Year's resolutions and or goals. And then what happens is everyone has great intentions around it. But then what happens is, they start to fade. And statistically, by the second week of February, 85 to 7% of people have already given up on those resolutions or on those goals. I don't want you to be one of those people. And there's where that consistency piece comes in is so key, is not looking at it as in anything, especially as I relate this to business, is not looking at it as a sprint. We're building a business for the long term, right? The long haul inside of this. And so it's, as we implement new things and systems inside of our business, is that we have to stay with that. One is to get data on things, right? So it's like if I'm implementing some kind of a new marketing campaign or whatever that may look like, is we have to give that some time, and we have to be consistent. Is like, okay, I'm going to show up. For example, I do a lot of, obviously, as you guys know, I do a lot of video training that I do almost every day, Monday through Friday, is for me to be able to share. It's consistently me showing up and doing that. I do a piece on Mondays called Mindset Monday. I've been doing that for over 10 years now on Mondays, unless I'm traveling or something has happened. But I am 99% of the time, I am going to be showing up and doing that on Mondays. It's consistency over time, right? And when I happen to miss, if I'm traveling or something, and somebody will message me, they're like, hey, there wasn't a Mindset Monday today, right? So I've now started to record those if I know I'm going to be traveling, and then I can, and I can play those on Monday. But I share that with you, not to impress you, but to impress upon you the key piece of that. It's no different than in our health, right? Is consistency. It's like, if we want to release a certain amount of weight, let's say we want to release 20 pounds, and we go to the gym or we eat a salad and we get on the scale and we go, hey, nothing has changed. And it's because, right, it's over time. It's that consistency. And as I want to take this into your business, is understanding that when we're building our business, and we're building that, through relationships, is being consistent in our communication with our database. This is something that in my world, what I teach is, the 36 Connect framework. And that is connecting with your database a minimum of 36 times a year. And it always comes up when people hear me say that is they're like, oh, Bill, that's way too much. I don't want to be bugging people. And everyone creates a story around that, which actually isn't true. It's because we got to make sure that we're connecting with them in the right way and through our messaging, because you got to remember is on average, we are getting hit with upwards to 5,000 marketing messages a day. Right. And if you're obviously watching this on social media, just going through your scroll, going through your feed, right? Unfortunately, every other post is right. It's an ad for something to sell you something or to do something. And so this is why that we have to be so consistent, right? In our communication. And so many times as I talk, I came out of, you guys know, I came out of the real estate world, 20 years in real estate and so many times people would start, a campaign, and I'll give you an example of this. And, people will farm or market a neighborhood. And so they'll send out, postcards like, market updates or, something related to that, to that neighborhood. And people, what I find is, I'll have conversations with them. I'm like, hey, how did that work? Well, it didn't work for me. And I'm like, okay, well, tell me a little bit more about that. Well, I'm like, how long did you do it? Well, I sent out, a couple postcards and I didn't get anything from it. Right. It's like, okay, consistency, is always the key in that. And it's also, in messaging as well. But the thing about it is that a lot of times that we give up way, way too soon. And part of that is because we live in a world of instant gratification. And I know you guys have heard me talk about this all the time. It's like, because we can have everything at our fingertips. I could get on Amazon today and have something delivered, easily by tomorrow. Sometimes it gets delivered, the same day, right? I can have food delivered to my door, everything. I don't even literally have to leave my house if I didn't want to, right? To live and to do all this. And so there's where what happens is that we get spoiled, and sometimes that we feel, entitled to this. It's like, well, my business isn't coming fast enough. And the thing about it is that you've got to do the work, and you've got to be consistent in doing that and showing up, for your clients, bringing them value. And what happens is people see that, like, man, this person's showing up, every day. And there's times when I will shoot my videos and right, there may be no one, watching. And then I can go back later and watch and look at it and track the metrics and go, wow, that video, though no one was on there live. And most of mine, like today that I'm shooting this live, I may only have a few people, on that. But I'll go back and look and it's go like, hey, that one got, 300 plays, 400 plays, on that video. So I'm like, okay. And it didn't start that way early on, where I didn't, but then the consistency, I keep showing up. And if you find value in this, right, especially if you're, a local service-based business where like, hopefully what I'm sharing with you that you can take, right, and be able to implement that into your business, and then, to be consistent with that. So this is what I want to share this with you today because it's important. I wrote a chapter about it in my book because I 100% believe in consistency. If anyone asks me, it's like, hey, what's the key? And this is why I titled this video, the number one trait, right, for success. And I put it, in your business because that's usually who I'm talking to, but it's in life in general. It's in your relationships. If I'm consistent the way I show up for my wife, and I'm going to hopefully, have a great marriage. I've been fortunate. I'm going to be married, going on 32 years coming up at the end of this year. And it came from, right, work on both of our parts because it is, but it's showing up, it's being consistent in wanting to build that. And your business is no different. So for somebody that needs to hear this today is that you may be closer than you think of, that success. And so, don't give up. It's like, it's just, one more day, right? One more day. Let's do this. Let's make one more call than maybe that you want to make. And what you'll find is that all of a sudden, you start to catch the momentum. Momentum comes from that consistency in those activities. It isn't just like a one-off. And so many times is like we see this in, through all the, the social platforms is, and I'm on, obviously I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on LinkedIn, those things, and I'm not casting shade on that at all. But a lot of times what, we see is we see a lot of people selling, the dream of, oh, hey, all you need to do is, is buy this program or do this. And then it's like, you're going to be an overnight success. You're going to be driving a Lamborghini. You're going to be flying around in a private jet and all of those things. I haven't yet seen that. And like I said, is I've been running businesses now since 1991 when I left the military, and I've been fortunate. I've been blessed. Don't get me wrong, but the issue of it is that the old saying is it took me 10 years to become an overnight success. And the key piece of that's what the people don't see. It's work. The people that I work with, my clients that I work, it's like, and I just tell people, it's like I can share with you what I've learned through mistakes that I've made as well, and what I've learned from others. But the issue is that you're going to have to show up and you're going to have to put the work in. And, short of like winning the lottery, right? I've not yet seen that overnight success. What I have seen is massive success in people that have been consistent in what they do in their activities that lead to a result. And it's watch, rinse, repeat, and just keep doing what's working. Even if it's boring, we have to like embrace the mundane and the boring. But it's like, as I shoot these videos and things that I do, in my business, it's just like, okay, this is what we're going to do, because there's a result, that comes from that. I'm not just going to shoot one video and then it's like, oh my God, this person's the most greatest, coach I've ever seen. It doesn't work that way. And I'm not going to appeal to everyone. I get it. I got funny hair. I talk fast, whatever those things of it is that, but I'm going to be consistent in the quality of what I'm going to bring, because it's been proven. One, because I've done it myself. Others that I've taught how to do this, it's worked as well. But the key piece of that is like, it all comes back around to the consistency of how you're doing it. So that's what I've got for you in today's video. Hey, if you are a local service-based provider, so if you're real estate, insurance, mortgage, financial services, and you want a copy of my 36 Connect framework, this is basically what I teach my folks on how to stay connected on a consistent basis. Okay. It takes kind of the guesswork piece out of that, but you still got to do it. I can't do it for you, but if you want a copy of that framework, it just breaks out like, hey, this is what I'm going to do, monthly. This is what I'm going to do, quarterly, annually, all of those things, gives you some ideas on that. Just drop the word framework in wherever you're consuming this, this video, and I'll send it over to you for free. Just a gift from me to you, just for watching my, video. So that's what I've got for you guys today. I hope that's helpful. Be thinking, where are you in your life, in your business, where it's like, I'm not as consistent as I need to be. And what is that change that you need to make around it? And if you want some help around it, hey, reach out to me. Love to have a conversation. See, hey, how I coach and train people in their business to help them generate more referrals and grow their business. Love to have that opportunity. So have a great rest of your day.